Hello and welcome our beloved viewers to RTD's News English Edition. As usual, begin tonight's news with the major and top highlights. Let's follow. The head of state inaugurates a new MRI medical scanner at the Sheikh Hospital. And on the international scene, the far-right party Brothers of Italy leads. Those were the major top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The head of state, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, supervised this Monday morning the commissioning ceremony of a new medical imaging scanner acquired by the Sheikh Hospital in Balbala. Device with maximum performance, the scanner has a capacity to treat 60 patients per day. This brings about 21,600 of numbers of people to whom, over a period of 1 year, is able to provide medical services. This is clearly a much higher treatment capacity than the previous scanner in this hospital. As for its aptitude for precision, it is guaranteed by its belonging to the ultimate range of modern supports in terms of medical imaging. Capable of producing radiological images on several dimensions, and this in plural order of vital organs, including the heart, the liver, or the kidneys. Also equipped with all modern technologies, it offers health professionals precise time savings through its ability to send the results of X-rays directly to doctors, who are thus quicker to issue prescriptions or to give priority to other services. The new scanner acquired by the Sheikh Hospital in Balbala joins a range of similar instruments available in our country for a long time. Its main purpose is to contribute to the development, endures under the direct impetus of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, of efficient local medicine for the benefit of all urban centers in our country, as well as in the regions of the country. Of our country in the capital and its suburbs, as well as in the interior regions. In a statement made after the ceremony, the Minister of Health, Mr. Ahmed Roble, welcomed the acquisition of the new medical device. Everything is being done to ensure the efficient use of this new health tool. He noted, paying a tribute to the permanent mobilization of the President of the Republic for the promotion of the health of our citizens. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, then visited the room of the new MRI scanner. This advanced machine in medical imaging, equipped with a system of optimization and sharpness of medical imaging, it will allow to diagnose the exams of the patient suffering from the different pathologies and reveals the different pathology before being taken in charge of the patient suffering from stroke and polytrauma, but also oncological assessments, cervifacial and ENT, the perisurgical of brain tumors, the infectious pathologies, and the neuropathologies. The main role of this MRI scanner is not only to obtain images but also to send the images to the doctors with an unequal degree of precision. It will be able to diagnose different pathologies for urgent treatments of patients suffering from stroke and polytrauma, as well as severe facial and anti-oncological assessments, surgical brain tumors, infectious pathologies, and neuropathologies. This new medical acquisition is estimated at 200 million francs. It is added to the new medical equipment of the country's hospitals, which is a priority for the President of the Republic, His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, to allow the population to receive quality medical assistance with modern equipment.
Nankuna waka uraran, uraran. Nankuna waka uraran.
The Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble, addressed in a statement to the local media the importance of the scanner and its role in conducting an accurate medical examination for the benefit of patients. As part of the campaign to control prices and quality, a team of inspectors from the Ministry of Trade and Tourism conducted unannounced control operations in the town of Balbala in the Hayable district. The main objective of this mission is to ensure compliance with the prices approved by the Ministry of Commerce. To this end, some of the offering sales outlets were summoned to report to the Ministry. The controllers seized for any commercial transaction through the voices of its controllers. The Ministry of Commerce seized the opportunity to launch an appeal to all economic operators and ask them to comply with the respect of the fixed prices, while recalling that the inflationary practices are liable to sanctions. An important closing ceremony of the High Personality Protection took place. Training for the benefit of about 20 trainees of the Somaliland Republican Guard took place this morning, Monday, at the Joint Battalion of Ali Sabeh. This event, chaired by Colonel Muhammad Jama' Duali, Commander of the Republican Guard, and in the presence of Lieutenant Colonel Roble Muhammad Abdullah, Commander of the Joint Battalion of Ali Sabeh, was attended by Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Zakaria Sheikh, Director of the International Relations Office, Colonel Muhammad Shaban Ali, Commander of the Somaliland Presidential Guard, and his delegation, Mr. Musa Adan Megane, Prefect of Ali Sabeh Region, Mr. Shamaki Hassan Alale, President of Ali Sabeh Regional Council, as well as the military authorities and the civil society of Ali Sabeh Region. This training course, which took place from August 9 to September 15 at the training center of the Joint Battalion of Ali Sabeh, was articulated in two phases. A first phase of basic training lasting 4 weeks intended to acquire the basic knowledge and physical abilities necessary for any soldier, but also to become familiar with the means and material and endowment in our forces. It should allow acquire and master the techniques as well as the basis necessary to the provisions of close security. After the arrival of the Somaliland delegation, this one was led by Colonel Muhammad Jama' Abdu Ali and the director of the training course, who had exploded an outline of the training given in the production room. During its 2 months of intense training course, the trainees of Presidential Guard of Somaliland drew their physical abilities to be able to support the fatigues. The Somaliland PHP trainees were able to put into practice the knowledge they had acquired and demonstrated their operational capacity to show their know-how that they will have to apply in the accomplishment of their mission at home. It should be noted that the success of this training also stems from the quality of instructions, who played a fundamental role in the transmission of know-how and interpersonal skills. Let's now listen to the speeches of both the Commander of the Republican Guard and the Commander of BS. This training course, conducted with great professionalism by the executives of the Republican Guard, will have lasted 6 weeks, which represents 213 hours of training. The training was long and intense, but it was followed with great seriousness by the vast majority of trainees. Allow me also to highlight the management of the Republican Guard, which has spared no effort to make this PHP a training of excellence. The professionalism, the rigor, and the pedagogical quality of the instructors allowed to train these trainees in the best way possible. Happy to be among you today for the ceremony of end of PHP training course, organized for the benefit of about 20 trainees of the Presidential Guard of Somaliland. This training course, which took place from August 9 to September 21 at the center, aimed at acquiring the technical and tactical skills necessary, both in terms of know-how and to manage, lead, and pursue. As a Presidential Guard trainee, you have reached the end of this training, and judging by the results obtained, you have fulfilled the objective of this training, and you can today be legitimately proud of what you have become. This training is the beginning of your career. Tomorrow you will be assigned to different units of the Somaliland Presidential Guard, some of which will be in charge of the command. I would like to underline the important role of the management that has evolved alongside you during these last 2 months. Finally, I would like to thank the commanders of the Djiboutian Armed Forces for their permanent support, which has enabled us to carry out this training. And I would like to thank the Chief of Staff of the Ali Sibih Inter-Army Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Roble Mohammed Abdullah, for the reception, the functioning, the follow-up of the evolution of this training course, and the support day and night. Finally, the trainees from the Somaliland Republican Guard received certificates of completion of the training under the leadership and coordination of Colonel Mohammed Jama' Douali, Commander of the Republican Guard. During the training, the trainees benefited from information related to the techniques of protecting VIPs, monitoring the convoy of dignitaries, the method of evacuating a authority in the event of an accident, the way vehicles are climbed and lowered, the search for vehicles, the chronology technique, the search of the organization of buildings, the security chronology technique, communication structures, training physical fitness, and mastering the art of self-defense, precision shooting, and tactical shooting. The ceremony ended with the presentation of songs embodying the importance of this occasion.
waajibkayga guud geesti kastaba waan ka soo gutaa waajibkayga guud geesti kastaba waan ka soo gutaa geesi dharsaniyo garab xoogla iyo gaashaandhiga u gutada dadkee Yesi darsaniyo garab xoogla iyo gaashaandhiga u guntay dalkee
The Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees continues its information and awareness campaign on the legal framework for the protection and inclusion of refugees in the Republic of Djibouti. In collaboration with Honors, in which the financial support of the European Union conducted a workshop on the same theme in Oboha. This workshop brought together 18 elements of law enforcement and security as well as the prefecture and the regional council. The workshop was attended by the Deputy Prefect and Mr. Sangintam Julian, UNHCR Operations Officer, as well as Leila Ali, Field Conductor of Honors. Mr. Sangtam Julian, Operation Officer, said that the workshop has the following objectives: to inform the participants in the legal framework of protection of refugees in the Republic of Djibouti and to strengthen the protection environment through the dimensions of international and national legal instruments governing the statute of refugees and asylum seekers. At the end of this workshop, the participants expressed their satisfaction and wished that these kinds of training be regularly organized and extended to a large number of beneficiaries. After the stages of the communion of Balbala and Bil'os, the caravans of the movement of the United and Indivisible Youth have put their backs this Saturday, September, in the region of Ali Sibih. It is in the room of the Regional Council of Ali Sibih that the caravans were received by the President of the Regional Council, Mr. Sharmanke, by the ulamas, by the elected officials, and by the young Asajokes. The objective of this caravan is to raise awareness among youth on their role in promoting civic behavior and responsible and exemplary citizenship. Placed under the theme Role and Responsibility of Youth in the Encouragement of Civic Values, patriotic and civic for the and development of the country, several themes were on the agenda of exchange and sharing, including issues related to peace, citizenship, civic management, volunteerism, and the fight against drugs. Following the recent seasonal rains that showered the whole country, especially the region of Tajarrah, the situation of access to water is much better in rural areas and localities such as the village of Balho, where water is flowing freely. The following is a report made by the educational staff on the improvement of access to water in the small village located on the border with Ethiopia. Let's watch. Of Tajarrah, a recurrent drought had lasted for several months with great difficulties in accessing water and feeding livestock. This situation has caused the vulnerability of hundreds of nomadic families in the regions and had caused water distress and the lack of water in central localities in the village of Balho located on the Tajarrah-Barho road access near the border with Ethiopia. Despite several attempts to repair the borehole in Balho that was not operational, and the inhabitants of Balho and the local people had great difficulty in finding drinking water. In order to water their livestock, they had to travel several kilometers to get water for their homes and livestock. Only the depression of Alol and the water point of Lahassa at the border were the only sources where the population of Balho could find water. But thanks to the rains of the Karma season, which watered the entire region of Tajarrah, including the sub-prefecture, the situation has improved. Water is in abundance in the waterworks built by the Ministry of Agriculture, to the great relief of the nomadic families. In the village of Balho, the water supply has been restored in and around the village, and the borehole is working again. In addition, pipes have been installed to improve access to the water available in the standpipes. Some households in Balho receive the precious liquid thanks to the connection on the pipes. The camps around Balho find water in abundance thanks to the flooding of the wadis and thanks to the natural reservoirs where the rainwater is stored. The rain of the Karma season has been very good. The rain of the Karma season in these rural areas, the population of Balho has expressed their great satisfaction. A woman trader from Balho says, "Today we are very happy thanks to the rain after having undergone a serious drought which had a negative impact on our population. To supply the school of Balho with water, the population had to fetch water from several kilometers away. Today, thank God, the rain has arrived. The borehole is operational. We even have running water thanks to the pipes. And the women of Balho no longer suffer from water fetching," says a woman trader from Balho. Several boreholes have been drilled, and with the rain of the Karma season, the nomadic families of the sector no longer suffer the horrors of the water defect due to drought. In Balho, for example, the elected official Ali Dini said water was carried on the backs of women or on the backs of donkeys. But our government have noted the difficulties experienced by the women of Balho in transporting water, has built pipes in the village of Balho with the support of UNICEF. A water storage tank has been built and the water arrives at homes in taps. Another tank has been installed in the village of Balho. Another tank has been installed near Balho to provide access to water for families living around the village. He said that with the climate change, the rainy season has been brought forward to the great benefit of the population of our region. The drought had severely affected our population for several months. These seasonal rains were a godsend, especially for the people living in the sub-prefecture of Dora, especially in the foothills of Musa Ali and around Lake Asal. The Karma season rains, in conjunction with the government's efforts to combat thirst and drought, have been a great relief for the entire population. This new situation has improved access to water in rural areas, especially in the village of Balho, where access to water has been secured and even with households connections. Shifting gears towards the international scene now, a party with new fascist roots, the Brothers of Italy, won the most votes in Italy's national elections. Let's watch.
The neo-fascist roots, the Brothers of Italy, won the most votes in Italy national election, looking set to deliver the country's first far-right led government since World War II, and make its leader Giorgia Meloni Italy's first woman prime near final result showed Monday. Italy's launch to the far right immediately shifted the obvious geopolitical reality, placing the Eurosceptic party in position to lead the founding member of the European Union and its third largest economic. Right-wing leaders across Europe immediately hailed Meloni's victory and her party's meteoric rise as sending a historic message to Brussels. Near final results showed the center-right coalition meeting some 44 of the parliamentarian vote with Meloni's brothers of Italy snatching some 26%. Her coalition partners divided up the remainder with the anti-immigrant League of Matteo Salvini winning near 9% and more than moderate Forza Italia of ex-premier Silvio Berlusconi taking around 8%.
Dozens of climate activists took to the streets of western Kenya demanding leaders to take stronger action to curb climate change.
Climate activities took to the streets of western Kenya city of Kisumu on Friday, joining rallies around the world in demanding leaders to take stronger action to curb climate change. Climate activities in Kenya wanted to raise awareness of the mismanagement of the waste, especially along the shore of Lake Victoria, where plastic and chemical waste from industry is poisoned in the lake. They marched the street wearing plastic bottles, sanitary pads, or PP diapers, all with the aim of raising awareness on using biodegradable products and condemned the use of plastic. Youth always collect leader along the march.
Well, that is our blood viewers. We finally conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you once again. Take care.